How's everyone doing? I'm going to get started in a little bit. I just need to check. All right. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. We're getting there. So today we're going to go over your wish is your command theta set. Now, I'm streaming with a new setup over here, so I'm going to do, I need to make sure everything's working all right. And I want to make sure it's actually streaming correctly across the board before we begin. Now, if you have any questions during this call, you guys can ask me questions. There's a chat box. And in the chat box, you can ask me questions. I may not get to the questions right away, but you guys can still put it in there, and I'll get to it when I get to it. And we can have a conversation regarding manifestation. And Kevin Trudeau, your wish is your command. Okay. Okay. All right. We are going to get started. Today we're going to talk about your wish is your command CD set. I started listening to the CD set 3-4 years ago. It was introduced by my brother. And I just want to share some of the key lessons. And I want to go back and forth, anybody that's on the call. What is your take on these lessons? Are they helpful in helping you reach your goals? If you're interested in manifestation, if you're interested in improving your life, taking action steps, personal development, manifesting your dreams, this is for you. So the very first lesson that Kevin teaches is, who do you listen to? You can listen to many people on the internet. There are many free books that you can download. Go to your local library. But who do you listen to? The very first lesson. You need to listen to people who have been where you are or where you want to be. Many people, you are missing out on this very first lesson. You're messing up on this first lesson. You're listening to all the wrong people. You've been taught to listen to all the wrong people all your life. So for example, if you are dealing with your health, let's say if you want to lose weight, and just a few years ago, I was talking to this personal trainer, and this personal trainer, for whatever reason, he's out of shape. There's no reason for me to hire a personal trainer that is out of shape. But many of y'all, you make this mistake all the time. You go to your local gym, and these people come up, they're out of shape, but they have a certificate that has some type of training behind it. But do you really want to train with a person that is more out of shape than you are? Does that even make sense? Don't you want to be trained with somebody that's already got the results that you're looking for? Listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. Okay, so people that have struggled with their health in the past. And there are personal trainers out there, they have no idea what you're going through because that's to say they've been quite fit all their life. They can't really relate to your problem. And that's how people, you're listening to the wrong advice from the wrong people. So somebody that doesn't understand where you're coming from, and now you hire this personal trainer, maybe they're only 20, 21 years old, they still got their metabolism. They cannot relate to your problems in your 40s and 50s. So listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. They have overcame their struggles. They have overcame whatever setbacks they had regarding health. Now, I'll tell you guys a quick story. A few weeks ago, I took somebody to the local hospital into the ER. And on my experience with the ER was quite mixed because I was looking at the doctors, and many of these doctors are out of shape. Many people you've been trained to say, if I'm dealing with a health problem, dealing with a health condition, I go to the doctors. They are the experts. They went to the medical schools. Now, when it comes to acute trauma care, I agree with that. You do need to go to the doctor. If you get into a motorcycle accident, you get into a car accident, they can patch you up. They can put you back together. But when you're dealing with chronic diseases, and many of these doctors, they have overweight issues. They're going to tell you, going to make you go around the first and second floor, run a whole bunch of tests, right? I was with this individual, and we were going around the hospital running these different tests. To do your blood test, and run your blood pressure, and then you're doing the x-ray, then you're looking for EKG, ECG, different things like that. And of course, they want to upgrade you to the next set of testing and next set of procedures. Have you ever asked your doctor, you get up on that ECG, you do your blood pressure right now. Let's go take a quick look at your blood tests. Okay, see where they're at. What's your blood sugar like? Many doctors, they're struggling with chronic diseases. They can't even fix it themselves. The only thing that they can do is take medications to kind of suppress the symptoms. And that's what the medical industrial complex offers. Who do you listen to? Many of y'all, you're listening to a bunch of people that can't even help you. That's how the system is designed. The system is designed in such a way that you keep you dependent on medications and drugs. Okay? You want to listen to across the board when it comes to your finances. You want to listen to people that come from nothing and turn themselves into something. Listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. You want to take a really, really good look at the different books that you're reading right now, or different audibles you're listening to, or even mentors you're listening to online. Okay? Over here, we have something called the Teachability Index. The next lesson is called the Teachability Index. This is an important lesson. The first part of the Teachability Index is, what is your willingness to learn? What is your willingness to learn? Okay? And the second part is, what is your willingness to accept change? Let me explain this. What is your willingness to learn? How do you quantify something like that? Many people think, well, I'm very teachable. I'm willing to learn. Is that true? How do you quantify it? Are you willing to set aside your time, your favorite activities? Maybe you like to set aside time to watch your favorite TV shows. You're binge watching on TV series, Korean drama. You have a lot of accounts with Hulu, Netflix. You have accounts with Apple TV. And that's what you're putting your time into every single day. Maybe you do that after work. That's your routine. That's how you de-stress. Well, what is your willingness to learn? Are you willing to set aside time to put all that stuff aside, to shut down your Netflix, shut down the Hulu accounts, and you're going to set that a time to learn something that could up your skills, to learn a new set of skills that could increase your income, increase your wealth? Okay, are you willing to do that? And you want to give yourself a score on a scale of 1 to 10, okay? And give yourself an honest assessment on that. What is my willingness to learn? New skills, new set of skills, something that wants to improve my life, whether that's for your health, for your finances, for your relationships, whatever that is, okay? The next part of your teachability index is, what is your willingness to accept change? It's not enough to learn. There are many people out there, they're willing to learn. They go to the different conferences that are out there. They have a lot of books. They have a lot of audibles. They do listen to them. They do take the time to listen to them, but they're not making any changes. You can listen to all the audibles. You can go through all the conferences out there, but until you start to put the work behind those lessons, you will not change. You also want to give yourself a score on a scale of 1 to 10. What is your willingness to accept change on a daily basis? Maybe you're listening about detox, okay? You want to do some detox. You have all this information in your head regarding detox, but you're not willing to do anything to detox your life, to get your life, to get the right foods in your body, to flush out the toxins out of your body. So you may have a 10 out of 10. You have that willingness to learn, to spend the time, but you are a 0 out of 10 when it comes to your willingness to accept change. You're not willing to put in the work. You want to multiply these two numbers together, right? So your willingness to learn is 10, but your willingness to accept change is a 0. You're still at a 0 for your teachability index. That's how you start to quantify every area of your life, okay? Whether that's for your health, for your finances, for your relationships. Give yourself a score. It's like, okay, I don't like this part about my life. I'm willing to change. I'm willing to be teachable. I'm going to spend time learning how I can do something different to change my outcome. But once I learn it, I'm willing to accept change, and that is actually put in the work behind what you actually learn. So that's the teachability index. Everything that I've shared right now, these are just the broad strokes. If you click the link below, there is going to be a link that's going to take you to a page. You can actually get the whole CD set for free. So I'm going to leave a link in the descriptions below. You guys can go through these lessons. It's a 14-hour plus CD set. It's going to take you many days to go through, depends on where you're at. But I've been listening to this for a couple of years now, and I listen to it every single year. The next part, this has a lot to do with manifestation, the law of attraction. This is called the training balance scale. Okay. Now, many people, they get this wrong. They're not going to teach you real information that is out there. So the training balance scale, think of a scale, okay? Over here on one side of the scale, it is about how you think, how you feel, okay? What is your why? Your dream, goals, attitudes, mental processes, vibration, internal motivation, okay? That's on one side of the scale. On the other side of the scale, these are the how, the action steps, the specific techniques, the action plans, activities, the physical action. The training balance scale, many people, you've been trained to focus on the how to do certain things. Many people, they think that the reason I'm not where I'm at today is because I don't know the right information, okay? There's always something that I'm missing. So you keep on chasing information, keep on chasing the action steps, but your life is still not changing. Okay? Now, what Kevin teaches is that you need to focus on how you think and how you feel. That is far more important than just the information on the specific action steps that are out there. Okay? How you think and how you feel, this is what they talk about, manifestation, the law of attraction. Those are the components that's going to bring about the situation, circumstances that are going to be aligned with your vision, okay? I'm not going to get too deep into this. I just want to give you guys the broad strokes. The next step is about 4 steps to learning. 4 steps to learning. The first step is unconscious incompetence. You don't know what you don't know, all right? But over time, if you remain teachable, you're going to be learning information that's currently off your radar screen, and you become conscious incompetent. You know that you don't know something, and that's a great place to be. It's a very humbling experience because many people, they go through life thinking they already know everything. There's nothing for them to learn, okay? So they become very stagnant. They're not improving in different areas of their life. And over time, you become conscious competent. You know that you know something, and you know that, okay, I'm going to take a specific set of actions to get a certain type of result that I'm looking for. And over time, if you get really, really good at this, you become unconscious competent. Okay, you know what you're doing is the right thing, and it becomes like muscle memory, and you're going to get automatic success. Maybe something like this is about when you are learning to ride bicycles for the first time. Maybe you don't start and jumping on a bicycle. You have these training wheels, right? And then over time, you learn how to pedal and you learn how to balance and you take off those training wheels to start to learn how to even further balance. Right now, you get on a bike, you have something called unconscious competence because you don't have to think about how to do every single one of those steps. Now, whatever you're trying to do, well, whether that is in the areas of your health, in finances, and relationships, there are the 4 steps that you need to be learning on a consistent basis. You have to be real about where you currently are. And it's perfectly okay if you realize that, hey, I have a lot of unconscious incompetence in this particular area of my life, okay? But I'm gonna fix that by learning new information that's currently off my radar screen so I can apply them into my daily life. And over time, I'm gonna go through these series of learning where I become conscious incompetent, but later on become conscious competent, and later on become unconscious competent, okay? And it's a beautiful process because there's so many different, the game never ends. The game never ends when it comes to this. And it's a very thrilling experience because me personally, I went through these different steps and I'm still learning through it. You want to be as humble as you possibly can be because when it comes to your health, okay? Before, like 10 years ago, I was unconscious incompetent. There are so many things off my radar screen. I did not know what to do, but I continue to learn, okay? I just want to share a little bit of myself so you guys can know my story a little bit. I'm just another regular guy. And years ago, I had a lot of problems with my own personal health, okay? To show you guys a photo. So years ago, this was me. And back then, the irony is that I sold a lot of different health supplements for different companies. So it did not matter how many health supplements I was taking. I was constantly out of shape. It was a 1 step forward, 2 step back situation. I will lose a few pounds, but I will gain it all back. What a frustrating experience that was, okay? I did not know anything about detox. This is me basically all year round, okay? And you guys can see me before. I was at a bar in San Diego, a couple of friends, and you can see how stretched these buttons were, okay? And this was me working out almost every single day. I had a personal trainer. I thought that the path to success was, oh, all I got to do is eat right and get a personal trainer, go to the gym very often. That will yield you some success, okay? Maybe when you're in your 20s, but when you start to hit in your 30s and 40s, it's very, very difficult to get that 6-pack abs. The reason why that is because you need to start to work on your internal organs. How do you clean out your internal organs? This is where you start to move from, listen, I was very unconscious and incompetent in that area. I did not even know about human physiology. I did not know what I don't know. I started to open books on human physiology. I started to learn about my internal organs one by one. And I started to listen to different health practitioners that are out there that taught about, oh, there are different ways that you can clean out your small and large intestines. There are ways that you can flush out internal parasites. See, I was completely clueless about internal parasites. And there are ways how you can flush out gallstones from the gallbladder and also intrahepatic stones from the liver. New vocabulary start to come into your radar screen, okay? When you start to learn human physiology, you're like, wow, there are just so many things I don't know. For example, there's the liver. The liver is connected to these intrahepatic ducts, which comes down into the common bile duct. To the left, you have a cystic duct that is connected to the gallbladder. further down, the common bile duct is also connected to the pancreas. And further down, everything gets dumped and secreted into the duodenum, which is the beginning part of the small intestines. Now, I did not know all of that before, but over time, I started to study human physiology. This becomes more and more apparent. Okay, I'm still on the hunt for great information. The learning doesn't stop. So over here, I've been teaching people the last couple of years. This is called the Mega Poop Transformation Challenge. I'll also leave a link in the descriptions below. You guys can check this out. And I've been teaching people how to get this done all over the world, not just in the English language. I currently live in Taiwan. I've been teaching people here in Taiwan how to get this done in the very, very exact same ratios. The recipe is the same. How you mix the ingredients together is the same. How you drink it is the same. And I also sent this to a friend who speaks Arabic. So I had this whole program translated in Arabic. It works, guys. All I gotta say is, I want you guys to take a quick look what I taught today. Today, what did we go over? We talked about Kevin Trudeau's Your Wish is Your Command. All right. Who do you listen to? Listen to people who have been where you are and where you want to be. For me, it was Josh Mason when it comes to health. All right. He was in a very, very dire situation. You guys can look him up. It's called the Detox Juice. He's a fantastic gentleman. And he's the one that taught me how to clean the small and large intestines. But I didn't just stop there. I continued to learn about internal parasites, how to flush them out. Okay. I continued to learn from Andreas Moritz about the liver and gallbladder flush, different components of the liver and gallbladder, how we can tune up all these different organs. And over time, I still continue to learn from different books how we can mix different herbal blends together, how to flush out congestions from the kidneys. Okay. Now, these people, they're definitely under the radar. Okay. Some of them, they don't have medical degrees. Some of them are naturopathic doctors, but they have the results that I want. They have been where I was, and now they're in a vibrantly healthy place. And that's where I want to learn from. I want to learn from people that have been where I was, and now they're in a much, much better place, and they're very, very stable. They look vibrantly healthy year over year. Okay, they're getting it done. Next part is, what is my teachability index? Am I remaining teachable in this process? And teachability index, you want to stay very, very humble. Okay, I always knock on wood when it comes to situations like this. I never know it all. I want to continue to find great information regarding health, regarding finances, regarding relationships. And that's just one facet. Many people, they just want to do the law of manifestation. They want to do the law of attraction regarding finances. They say, well, finance is going to fix all my problems. Listen, y'all, if you don't have your health in place, it's very difficult for you to increase your income and increase your wealth. All right. Many people, they think that I can just put this in the back burner. No, you always want to put your health in the front burner. I don't care if you're young, maybe in your early 20s now, you want to be improving your health right now. You want to improve the conditions of your health. There's always something that you can do to improve the quality of your life. Maybe you have some nasal congestion. Maybe you have some slight problems right now. Nasal congestions, you have some skin conditions. But instead of taking corticosteroids, you're saying, hey, maybe there's something I can do to improve and get to the root of this problem. Is what doctors going to do. They're going to prescribe corticosteroids or antibiotics or a combination of the both. Or they're going to tell you, listen, it's all in your head, but don't worry, I'm going to send you to a psychotherapist or psychologist. Then they're going to drug you up with a bunch of SSRIs, okay, benzodiazepines. So you guys continue to really look at yourself in the mirror. What is your willingness to learn? Are you setting aside time to put some things into your mind that can improve the conditions of your health, finances, and relationships? And what is your willingness What is your willingness to accept change on a scale of 1 to 10? Now that you learn some information, are you actually willing to put in the work? There are many individuals out there who have watched my videos. Okay, they download my courses. Before, I was giving away all my PDFs for free. Okay, so hundreds of people downloaded them. And when I check back with some of these individuals, hey, did you actually learn? Did you ever read the PDF? Some of them didn't even read it, but many people, they read it, but they didn't even do anything with it. I gave my programs out for free. So that tells me their teachability index is 0. They had the willingness to learn. They set aside some time to learn how the protocol is, how to clean out the small and large intestines, but they never took any action to improve their own personal life. Okay, so next, the training balance skill. I want you to focus on and start to learn how to visualize. All right, this is a moment-to-moment kind of a thing, because the world is always going to tell you that you're not enough, that you are always deficient in many facets, then always want to take you off your dreams. And part of the game of life is always keep your mind on your dreams, regardless what people are saying right now. Combination of how you think and how you feel, you become what you think about most of the time, right? Earl Nightingale. We want to always keep that dream, vision, that picture before us, and having a positive intention, positive emotions surrounding that picture. That's what's going to keep our mind focused on the goal. Okay, I've experienced this so many times in my life, in a positive way and also a negative way, because what you think about, you will become. You become what you think about most of the time. If you're constantly thinking about negative things, negative situations, people, circumstances, that's what's going to come. Okay, and what the world's trying to do is always get your mind off of what you want and get your mind focused on the negative things. So they want you to be consuming content all the time, whether that's from the news. They want to bombard you with all this negative news. Well, if you keep that in your mind all the time, well, you can only expect more negative things, situations come into your existence, coming into your radar screen. Rather than doing that, we want to refocus on and really write down, okay, what am I doing this year that's going to improve my life? Am I just going to focus on my health? If that's going to be it, then focus on your health. If it's going to be on your finances, then focus on that. Okay, if it's going to be your relationships, focus on that. You are going to have to put in the effort. What does that picture look like? Okay, what are those financial goals I want to reach? If it's your physical goals, okay, if you've just been going to the gym and then doing that personal trainer, but you're 1 step forward, 2 steps back, you're constantly weight loss rebounding, maybe your current modality is not the right one for you. Maybe you need to explore other things that are currently beyond your scope of awareness. Okay, and when you start to open up your mind, you're thinking about the possibility. Maybe you're over right now, but you still see yourself in 6-pack abs. Okay, keep your vision on that, and you want to feel good about that 6-pack abs. As you do that more and more, you'll be surprised how information will come into your existence. The reason why I started to look for different YouTube videos regarding digestive health, because I had different digestive health problems. As I started to do that, I watched many different videos. Many of them, they talked about, oh, all you have to do is eat a lot of papaya, eat a lot of different fruits, eat a lot of fiber. I tried doing that. It did not work. Some videos say, oh, all you have to do is do some acupressure, do some pressure points, okay, do some massages. I tried doing that. It did not work. But I was still on the hunt. Okay, the universe is going to honor your persistence. And lo and behold, I saw this video on the corner of my eye. It was Josh Mason. He was teaching how he fixes chronic constipation problems. Many of you, if you just get the waste material out of your body, you will lose a couple of pounds. Because many individuals out there, you're chronically constipated. Let me help you define what is chronic constipation. If you did not go to the bathroom today, you're chronically constipated. Many people, they do not use the bathroom 1, 2, 3, 4 days at a time. There are people out there, I've talked to these people that work with me. Some of them don't even go to the bathroom for a whole week at a time. And they think that's normal. So you help out that waste material sitting inside of you, putrefying inside of you. You think that's going to enhance your health? No, you should be going to the bathroom every single day. If you're eating 2, 3 times a day, you should be going to the bathroom 2, 3 times a day. Garbage in, garbage out, garbage in, garbage out. It is a very, very natural, healthy rotation. And then we want to just focus on the 4 steps to learning. There are many areas in your life right now. You're unconscious incompetent. There are many areas in my life right now. I'm unconscious incompetent. There's just so much information out there I don't know about, right? For example, there are thousands of meme coins that are being launched every single day. I don't know too much about all that stuff, right? So that's one area I'm completely unconscious incompetent. I'm very unconscious incompetent in many different languages that are out there, or political landscapes, religious beliefs that are out there, or different beautiful monuments of the world, okay? I don't have to know everything, but I'm just saying I just want to humble myself. Doesn't matter how much progress that I made. I don't care if that is within the realm of health. Doesn't matter if this is the realm of finances. I always want to be pushing forward. So I want to continue to improve the condition of my life. And these are lessons that you may learn. Kevin teaches that you might learn these lessons. Takes about 5 minutes to learn. But it's true that what he says is it's going to take a lifetime to master. You're not going to master all these lessons in one lifetime. Okay? So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. But I also want to give you directions about how you can get this program for free. So there's going to be a link in the descriptions and also in the pinned comment. In this pinned comment, I'm going to show you guys how you can get to this program, okay? There's going to be a link, and you're going to click on that link. Once you click on the link, you guys can watch the video, right? I'll show you something crazy. So in the very beginning part of this video, it was Russell Brunson, okay? Russell Brunson, I actually met him over 10 years ago. Back then, he was already teaching about funnels, ClickFunnels, and he came into our office. So even Russell Brunson is promoting Kevin's work, all right? And over here, if you are interested in getting this program for free, if you want to learn your wish is your command, you want to just click on buy now. There's several buy now buttons on this page. You can see that right there in the beginning of the page. There's one right there. But if you continue to scroll and scroll and scroll, you guys can read. Okay, what you're looking for are these buy buttons. Buy now. Click on that. Click on it one time. And I want to give you guys the coupon code so you can get this for free. The coupon code is YWIYC. Your wish is your command. You want to take the very first initial. You want to hit apply. Okay. Once you hit apply, you can see that you get the discount for $500. If you go on this page and you want to get this 14 audio series, it's going to be $500. But if you use this coupon code, you can get it for completely free. You got to fill out all this information, including the credit card information, okay? But it's not going to charge you anything for your wishes command. So you just got to fill out this information and just complete your order, and you can get access to it right away. You can listen to your car, listen to your MP3 player, listen on your phone, okay? And that's what I want to share with y'all today. That this program is called Your Wish is Your Command, right? Manifesting your desires. So if you guys have any questions regarding this program or anything that I shared, you guys can leave a link in the descriptions below, in the comments below, and I'm going to do my best to answer every last one. And thanks so much for watching this video. Appreciate your time. Have an amazing rest of your week. I'll be broadcasting more and more often on this channel, talk about different topics to manifestation, personal development, my personal experiences. Okay, I don't just want to share a whole bunch of theory. I want to share information that's really going to help benefit your life. So have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon.